What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Cold War, good and bad. I played the Cold War for 24 hours straight. I did a 24-hour stream on it, so I'd say I'd have a good rough idea on what's good and what's bad in the game and what I'm looking forward to when it comes to launch on November the 13th. I've got a little notepad up on my screen, just got a list of good and bad things, so we'll go through them and talk a little bit about them. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the beta, what you think needs to change come launch, and what you felt was actually good in the beta. Anyway, let's jump straight into it. So, starting off with the good, then we'll go into the bad. So the good, I mean, the mechanics felt quite clean. I am playing on PC, so frames-wise, the mechanics probably feel a lot smoother than they would on console. The sliding, I know I never played the alpha, but from playing it in the beta, it looks a lot more reined in and a lot more controlled than it was in the alpha from watching. Most guns feel balanced. There's a few, and we'll get into them into the bad side, but most guns feel balanced, which is actually quite a good positive for a beta. For me, Moscow is the best map, plays great over all game modes, especially Control and Hardpoint. Overall a great map. Control plays well, so does Hardpoint, like I said, especially on Moscow. Miami, Hardpoint is actually, for me, quite decent. That's about that for that. Working on a pause feature I heard about on Twitter, so that's a good positive for us competitive players. So if anything goes wrong with a PC, then we can pause it, which is great. We're always begging for it in MW, but it was never given to us. Gunsmith details, I love going into details about all the attachments. I feel like it adds just a lot more realism to the game, which is great. PC stability is been pretty much spot on. My PC's only crashed once, but that was through a fault of its own, not the game. I don't think I've actually crashed in the game at all. I've been kicked from games for connection interruptions, but from actually getting kicked out of the game fully hasn't happened. So for a beta, that's thumbs up all around. Server latency has been below 40 milliseconds every game for me, which again is perfect, and especially as a beta, it's like thumbs up, like good job. Constant good frames as well. I'm running about 120 frames consistently throughout the games. There's a few connection interruptions that cause a little bit of frame droppage, but then it's after the connection interruption, it's straight back up to 120. So that's solid. For a beta, for me, it was better than MW ever was as a game. It just feels so more reined in. The broken mechanics aren't as much as they were in MW. When something has been broken in this beta, Treyarch have been straight onto it, as MW just didn't care, especially competitive wise. So that's always a good note for us competitive players. And I'm also excited for rank play. We missed rank play so much in MW. We were asking for it all year, especially the pros. And I mean, it's a Treyarch game, so there's gonna be ranked in it. If not, I'll be very, very surprised if rank's not in it. So that's the goods. Overall, really solid beta. Not much I can say was wrong, especially just like gameplay wise. Game felt smooth, felt in control the entire time. Connection was pretty much spot on, and for a beta, it's like really impressive actually with what Treyarch have managed being able to do in this beta. So we're going to go on to the bad side now. There's a few more points, but it's a lot about guns, especially individual guns. But I have to start off with skill-based matchmaking. If you're into competitive COD or just into COD into general, you must have seen something about skill-based matchmaking, whether that's from a pro or whether that's just all over Twitter or YouTube. It's been talked about so much, and I can agree. I don't want to be going into a public match, right, and have to sweat it out. I had to sweat it out for 24 hours when I did my 24-hour stream, and yes, some lobbies were a little bit easier than others, but man, when you got into those those higher skill-based matchmaking lobbies, it just felt like you were playing GBs or you were playing a money tournament. Like, it was ridiculous. I don't like Scump says, I don't want to play the bottom 10. You know, the people that just get on once a week and make easy content. I want to be challenged, but not in pubs. Like, if I want to be challenged, I will go into rank play, competitive modes. I don't want to be playing competitive kill confirmed and competitive TDM. Like, that's not what pubs is for. Pubs is for just to chill, to like, especially after you had a whole day of grinding competitive, you just want to chill. Then, where you usually just go on pubs. Anyway, enough about that. I could go on all day about that. Snipers. I know they changed them from the alpha, but my god, Treyarch, they are still broken. They need flinch added. Seriously, they need flinch added. You can put 6 bullets into them and they rub it off like it's nothing and they one-hit you. It's a joke. Got me triggered so many times in the beta. Just, they need flinch added when getting shot, and not an attachment to then stop that flinch. They need flinch, alright? M16 is OP, you've probably seen videos of it. 3-round burst, all ranges, especially when it hits a headshot. The headshot multiplier is ridiculous. Maybe they can reduce that a little bit. Maybe they can reduce the overall damage range on it. That might calm it down a little bit, but in the beta it was ridiculous. I never got used to it. I'm not really a fan of burst assault rifles, but from getting killed by it and seeing people play with it, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Stuns still feel OP. Tac mask does help. I know they did some work on the stuns, and it still feels like you can't win a gunfight with a stun. When you're stunned, should I say. Counter UAVs, I feel like they're in the air for too long. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's still a counter UAV spam that's going on, because I know there was a lot of UAV spams in the alpha, and they changed that, but I feel like, I mean, you can't see anything on the map. It's ridiculous. You don't even have a chance. Shotguns with suppressors have to have damage range reduced. It feels like I'm getting cross-mapped by a shotgun with a suppressor on. It's ridiculous. That needs to be changed. Hackers already. You've probably seen videos of hackers. I came into contact with a hacker today that had aimbot. That's the biggest concern when this game came to PC, especially competitive, is how easy it is to hack. They really need to bottle down on that as soon as possible, because that will ruin this game. For me, Satellite is the worst map. One, it's a snipe fest, and 2, it plays terrible in all modes. It's just not a fun map. You don't know where to look half the time. The spawns are all over the place. If you don't have control of the satellite area, then it's just a horrible map to play. For pubs, fine, but for competitive, not a chance. I feel like the recoil patterns on guns could be a little bit harder. I know Black Ops 4 was pretty much hard, and then MW was a lot easier, especially for like the common Joe. The recoil on MW was quite easy to get used to. I feel like Cold War's a little bit even easier. Maybe they can add a little bit more recoil into the guns to make it a little bit harder. Sort of like you have to learn how to control the gun. But with all the guns I've tried, it's just pull down on the stick. I don't know whether they can do something about that. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Who knows? 8 attachments is broken. That is, like, I'm 99% sure that's going to be GA'd. Like, 8 attachments is broken. Spawn's still a bit funky. Like, I'll spawn up and my whole team has spawned the other side of the map, and I'm spawning on the enemy. Hopefully they'll fix that. It's quite a big. I know they've done quite a bit of work on the spawns, so hopefully they do a bit more. Aim assist on PC is hit and miss sometimes. I don't know whether it's the same on consoles. I know consoles have always been renowned for really strong aim assist. I know there are settings in the PC version that you can do, like aim assist, like tweak aim assist, but it feels hit and miss sometimes. Like one game or like one gunfight, you'll get perfect aim assist, and then the next you'll just get like it's turned off. So I don't know whether that needs a look at. That was just my personal opinion. Maps at the moment feel too big for 4v4 comp, so I'm sort of getting into sort of the comp side now, away from the pub side. Maps just feel too big. Moscow is probably the best map that feels alright for 4v4, but maps like Miami, Satellite, Cartel maybe, but Cartel's just like so busy. Like the amount of items and things on the map is just so cluttered. So I don't know whether, I feel like I want them to make 4v4 specific maps for comp, but I feel like they won't do that. They may do, they may not. They may just give us maps and go, there you go. You're gonna have to play with these, tough luck. But we'll find out come to launch. I'm gonna wait to see how 4v4 S&D plays, but with experience with 4v4 S&D GBs on MW, it was a lot better than 5v5 ever was. Even for a 5v5 MW game, 4v4 felt a lot better on S&D on Modern Warfare. So I feel like 4v4 is going to play probably about the same on Cold War. So, I mean, I put that under the bad, but that's sort of like a in the middle. Like, hopefully it plays well, and it should play well, to be honest, if they do it right. So that's pretty much it. List-wise, like I said at the start, if you have any other opinions on good or bad, let me know down in the comments below. I'm pretty sure I probably didn't go through everything that's good and bad in the game, but this was just from my experience with like 35 hours played in the beta. So in conclusion, I'm excited to see where this title's going. I'm already more excited than I was ever for Modern Warfare. Excited for rank play and competitive side. I know Treyarch always kill it with competitive side. A few tweaks to make, of course. It was a beta. It's not going to be perfect. So a few tweaks to make to balancing. Map design for 4v4 needs to be looked at, but overall, it was actually a really enjoyable beta experience. I never played MW beta, so for a beta experience, it felt better than the full release game of Modern Warfare, especially competitive side. It just feels fairer. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it just feels like it's going to play a lot better competitive wise. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe for more content. I'll probably be making some sort of like highlight video from the beta, and then when it comes to launch November 13th, hopefully I'll be able to get some content out once a week, because we're going to be having to grind competitive, the competitive side of Cold War as soon as it launches. So yeah, really enjoyable beta experience. Of course, there's a few things to tweak, but that's a beta for you. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.